Good evening, beautiful people. Well, welcome to today's show. Yes, I see that we are live on YouTube. Okay. However, Ewan is just the only person here. Um, we're heavily and beautifully welcome to this show. I really know that we're going to have an amazing time, Yes, our guests are ready. Believe me, this is a show you don't want to miss. I know that I am very eager, absolutely eager to be a part of this show. All right, so while we wait for our people to join in and be a part of this meeting, be a part of this wonderful event, we're just going to give a moment to allow our team join in. We're going to give our team. Okay, so I am Oyinoluwaseyi Precious. Yes, and I am moderating the show today. Right, I'm moderating the show today, and this is the the amazing couples hangout show. And I have with me here tonight excellent people, men that would like to call men of timber and caliber. I mean, I was reading through the portfolio. Yes, let me say portfolio of one of our coaches for tonight's event, and it's just amazing. It's amazing. So we know that the things that we have set for today, come on, we're bringing to you the best of the best of the best, and I know that you know that. Yes, so we have our wonderful coach Sunday here. So I'm just going to read a quick bio, and then he's going to say hello to the house before I go to the next coach. All right, so Mr. Sunday Anthony Ike, fondly called Mazi, is an associate pastor at House on the Rock, Asaba, where he leads the teenagers ministry and coordinates the teen mentors. With extensive training in teen mentoring, he's a certified teen coach whose passion and skill have endeared him to teenagers, parents, and stakeholders alike. Mazi has consistently demonstrated remarkable expertise in addressing critical teen-related issues such as drug abuse, sexual addiction, various forms of abuses, and behavioral challenges. He is also a committed member of the Intentional Parenting Academy's inner circle, where he continues to sharpen his knowledge as both a teen and parenting coach, acquiring relevant tools for raising and guiding 21st century families. His dedication has taken him to schools, churches, and other platforms as a sought-after guest speaker on parenting, teen development, and youth mentorship. In addition, he has been featured several times as a radio guest on Quest FM, addressing issues of parenting, substance abuse, and youth engagement. Beyond ministry and coaching, Mazi is a seasoned Igbo language consultant, working with numerous private schools for over a decade to promote culture and linguistic heritage. He's happily married and blessed with two amazing children. Ladies and gentlemen, I know that I may not be able to see you, but I hope you're clapping because I've just read to you an amazing bio of a man who has made impact. Can we welcome to this show today, Coach Sunday? Sir, can you just say hello to everyone?
Hello, everyone. I'm so pleased to be here this evening. Thank you for having me.
It's an absolute pleasure to have you. You're welcome on board. The second person I want to bring on tonight. Okay, so I'm just going to take a few moments to allow Sir Eugene coming. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Oluwaseun, for having me tonight. Thank you, Coach Sunday, for coming on board. We are glad to have you. Um, Briefly, just want to let you know that tonight is going to be a big one. I want everyone, if you can hear me closely, it's going to be a big one, and I want you to pay attention, open your minds, ask the necessary questions. This is the Couples Hangout Show, and by 9 p.m. tonight, we're going to have the Singles Hangout Show with Coach K, right? I'm going to hand over back to our moderator, Oluwaseun, to take on the questions for tonight. We're going directly into the questions, and then we can have a wonderful time. Over to you, Oluwaseun.
Okay, thank you very much, Saijin. Saijin is a very modest man, very, very modest man, but regardless, Sayujin is here. Sayujin is, and well, I don't know how to say this, but I like to describe him as a man who knows his onions. Yes, and for everyone listening, for everyone that is streaming and joining us tonight, I know that you're in for a program that is set to re-revolutionize your marriage, your home, and work on the other room. Yes, I'm so particular about this topic. Don't ask me if I'm married or not. Just allow me enjoy the topic. Yeah, so today we are looking at love in the time of sex toys. Okay. I'm tempted to ask the first question though. My first question is okay, but let me ask the first question. Is there any purpose of sex toys that we should know? Sir, before you answer this question, I want you to start by telling us what sex toys are. Me, assume that we don't know it. To assume that we don't know what it is, and please start by telling us if what sex toys are and if there are any purposes to sex toys that we should be aware of. How about you, Coach Sunday?
Okay, thank you very much. I love what you said, that I should assume that you don't know it, because the truth is, sex toy for me, when I shared it on my status, I said it's the big elephant in the room that nobody wants to talk about. And yet everybody's seeing it. So many people claim not to know about it. But yes, it's been estimated that by 2026, the gross that they'll be netting from sex toy will be 55 billion US dollars. So I wonder what spirits that are buying it are human beings.
Wow. Wow.
So serious. I mean, a lot of people are I mean, a lover, like you rightly, it's an object or device that we use to facilitate sex. Yes, sex, not just sexual pleasure. It's an object that people use to facilitate sexual. And when I was, researching on this topic, I found out that, as a matter of fact, something that will be shocking to a lot of people, that Ezekiel, just a minute, Ezekiel 16, God was talking to the Israelites. He said, "It also took the fine jewelry I gave you, the jewelry made of gold and silver, and you made for yourself male idols and engaged in prostitution with them." Did you see that? So people actually took out jewelries and made male idols and made prostitution with them. So that's a metaphor for sex toys. It didn't start today. And then I keep wondering, I discovered that sex toy has been existing more than 28,000 years before Christ. It has been existing over time, and it's something that, even though the first time it came up on board, it wasn't really meant to be sex toy for pleasure, as it were, scientifically. there were issues that people were having medically that demanded that they use certain vibrators to, take care of. But along the line, then it was only medical doctors that have access to these vibrators, and they use it only in their offices. When women come for pelvic issue like that, they have to use these vibrators to help them to get what they call paroxysm. And paroxysm is a sort of relief that they needed to get so that they can be able to, perform optimally sexually. But over time, you discover that it now becomes what people sell out there. So it's no longer a secret, it's something that everybody now have access to. So that's basically what sex toy was being used for, but now it has evolved into something else. Okay.
Awesome. Thank you so much, sir, for that. I believe that from what he just said, we got an insight, into what the purposes of sex toys. But sir, while you were defining, I'm writing. No, I'm writing down. You made use of a word, and that word is facilitate. So I'm going to keep that in a box somewhere. I'm going to come back to it. I'm just telling you now, so you know that I'm going to come back to it. I want,
Okay.
I
I'm
want to
here.
understand facilely. Facilely. All right, but I'll come back to
I
it.
actually wanted to ask whether you're married, because why are you so interested in facilitating sexual pleasure? Because you shouldn't be having sex if
Oh,
you're not married.
so don't worry. This meeting is a prophetic meeting for me. All right. So let's
Okay,
go to
no
our
problem.
second question now. Like, I think that this is a question that we actually need to be truthful about. Is it normal? Is it a normal thing? Is it normal? Is it healthy? Is it normal or healthy to use sex toys?
Okay, that question sounds like a bit of a trap, but I'm going to discuss it in two ways. Yes. I'm going to say, is it normal to use sex toys? Well, it is totally normal to use sex toys.
Oh,
But
wow.
according to, there's a particular group called Planned Parenthood. I mean, if you read the story of Planned Parenthood, they were the people that started pushing for, contraceptives and everything. I mean, there's a lot of stories. So I love everything they come up with is something that is worth reading. They said that it is normal to use sex toy, but it's also not normal to use it. The reason is
Okay.
because it's a personal decision, okay, and everyone is different. But the thing is, as long as you're using it safely, there's nothing harmful about it, nothing. But then you also asked whether it is healthy. These are two different things. Now, I will say yes and no. Because when you talk about being healthy, does it help to improve human health? Is it something that we can use to kind of help our life? Yes, it's something, because it has been found that it helps to handle sexual dysfunction. And sexual dysfunction is a situation whereby people don't enjoy sex, or they don't just like sex. And it is a big problem in many marriages. Any marriage where couples are not enjoying sex, it's a problem. There are so many things that could lead to sexual dysfunction, so many things. But that's not what we're discussing here. So, so with sex toys, you can actually, have sexual satisfaction, because there are some sexual dysfunction that men have, that with sex toys you can manage it, and they get to have proper erection, because erectile dysfunction is one of sex dysfunction. And when you use some sex toy as a man, it can help you to have erection and have proper sex. And again, some women who don't like sex, they also use some sex toys to, get satisfied. And again, sex toys have been proven to boost body confidence, because there is something about understanding your body when you're married so they can enjoy sex. A lot of people don't really know their body. They don't understand which aspect of my body needs to be stimulated or pleasured for me to enjoy sex as a married man or a married woman. And because of that, they don't really enjoy sex. Most times, even the women, studies are proving that, or rather, it has been said over time that women should guide their men on bed. Even the woman that should guide you on bed doesn't even know what should this man do for me to get the kind of satisfaction that I need. I know I need something, but I don't know what he needs to
What
do.
it is.
You see that?
Yeah.
So, but they have researchers have shown that sex toys helps women to really understand their body, to know their proper erogenous zones. That is the parts of the body that really gives them sexual pleasure or satisfaction, so they can be able to guide their men. So it boosts their confidence, and of course, it helps to manage. Okay, I've said that manage social dysfunction, and then it helps to give better sleep cycle. Because when in marriages, couple are not having proper sex, it affects their sleep cycle. So when I say it is healthy, these are the reasons why I say it is healthy. But then it is also not healthy. Reason is because these toys are made with chemicals which have potential risk. Okay, so you can these harmful chemicals when using sex toy, especially if you're not using them properly. That's why you really need to know how to use sex toys so that you don't expose yourself to these chemicals, and maybe also because wrong usage has been also been linked with the body of the man or the woman in the course of usage. So these are the reasons why I say it is not healthy. But for the other side, it's also healthy. So I hope I'm able to address that properly.
Oh my God, the level of information I've gotten already. Sir Eugene, when my husband is coming, please be ready. It's going to collect another bike prize because I don't know, you're saying things. You're saying things. I don't know. Okay. All right. So I'm really writing. I wish you can see me. I'm having my pen and my book and I'm writing down.
It's very important. It's very, very important.
I'm writing down.
Yes,
Okay. So the next question is, what are the most common myths about sex toys that many people do not know about?
well, the thing is, there are so many myths about sex toys, and we don't really blame us. There's a lot of cultural proclivities that have, affected our psyche and the way we look at certain things. So it's normal to this thing because their invention. That's a don't want to, have sex with a man or a woman. They can use sex toys to satisfy themselves. But no, it has been proven that couples need sex toys if they need to use it. So that's number one myth. Sex toys are not just for single people. Okay. And then there's another myth that says that once you're using sex toy, it means that you're not satisfied with your partner. That's why you're using sex toys. I read through a lot of interviews, or not interviews, people asking questions online. I'm married and I want to use sex toy. My partner is saying no to it and all those things. And the other one said, my husband says I'm cheating on him. Now, there are so many ways a man who does not have understanding will feel when he sees the wife using sex toy. He feels I'm less of a man. And that's why you want to have an alternative. So it's a myth. It's functioning based on information that when you're using sex toy, you mean that you're not sexually satisfied. No, it's way beyond that. Actually, sex toys, according to research, has helped couples to get better satisfaction. Because if, like I said earlier, you have been able to discover with the use of sex toys the kind of stimulation that you need during sex that helps you to achieve orgasm, and you can now guide your husband or your wife in the process of having intercourse, it will help both of you. So it is a myth to say that people use it because they're not satisfied. And then another myth is that it will make you dependent on them for pleasure. Now, it depends on individual. Like I earlier said, it doesn't make you dependent on them. Although, why people say this is because there's this tendency of getting addicted to, because you want to have pleasure, 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 pleasure all the time. There is also a caveat, because the truth is regularly. That's why knowledge is important. You don't use sex toy just for pleasure. It is discover your person, discover you, how you respond to stimulations and touches, so that you can be able to perform better as a wife or as a husband. So that's why it's not just it's for self-discovery in that area. So it's not only for pleasure. And again, sex toy, there's another myth that said that sex toy is only for women. The first sex toy that came out were the ones that were made common, were vibrators that were basically for women. So people feel that it's only women that use sex toy. No, there are many sex toys too for men, a lot of them. And then another myth is that sex toys are secrets, dirty secrets. Like I said before, a lot of people feel that. There was one of my friends who was a staff with one of these online e-commerce, whatever. I think that was Jumia. He said that one of the greatest commodity that people order for online is sex toy in the city where I live. That the kind of sex toy that they get orders for, and yet people think it's a secret. How is this a secret when a lot of people are using sex toy all over the place? So it's not a secret anymore. It is something that is now becoming common, especially with evolution. Sex toys now have different types that can be used anywhere, that are so tiny that you can use it and nobody knows what you're holding. So it's no longer a secret. So these are myths that people are still, holding on to, and think that nobody. As a matter of fact, I think that was my first year in marriage. We had a couples meeting. So, and this topic came up. Man, you need to see women who are fighting. I cannot stop using sex toy. I need sex toy. A lot of
Oh my
yes,
God.
they were fighting to defend why they should use sex toy. So it's not a secret. That's what I'm trying to say. It's not a secret anymore. So there's a few myths about sex toy that are really not secrets anymore.
Well, thank you so much for bringing light to that, because like you mentioned, I used to feel personally that, or maybe not feel, because first of all, I keep all pressure. I not use but I have heard
Precious,
and know.
why are you defending yourself? Who is asking you? Eh?
I just need to say it. Okay, so we watch movies where or let's say it's movies. Yes, I've just come. Maybe it's because of the society we live in. To get into that, sex toys are sins and all of those things. And most importantly, that when you start using all of these things, you cannot get sexual satisfaction, because there's something that's is vibrator, right? That is vibrator, right? I don't know the name. So there's a lot of like conversations around the fact that once you start using it as a lady, then your man cannot satisfy you. And sometimes I think that to a large extent, or no, let me not say to a large extent, some men feel like they're in a competition with the
With the sex
sex toy.
toy.
Yes, and I think that has that has really shaped. But thank you for bringing so much light to that. Although you have answered this question in the process of our conversation, and that's the question of how introducing sex toys really improve the sexual life of couples.
Okay.
You've
No. I
touched it.
think I would like to say something about that,
Yes,
because the truth
I was
is,
going to give you the room to actually still
um,
expand the matter. So please go ahead, sir.
okay, the thing is this, First Corinthians chapter 7, if you read from verse 3 to 5, the Bible was talking about that they talking to husbands and wife, and they're telling them, look, man, you're not the owner of your body. Woman, you're not the owner of your body. Your body belongs to your husband, your body, and it's for their pleasure. You get? So he discovered that when it has to do with sexual pleasure between couples, there are so many things that Bible didn't tell us about. That's why when people come up with so many questions about, is it good to have oral sex as couples? Is it good to do this one as couples? Bible didn't tell us what to do. The only thing it said, do not deny yourself. See that? So if using sex toy will help a couple, I think they should deploy it. But there are so many conditions which I probably will talk about later. Because maybe you as a woman feels, I need to use this. And again, let me say this. So many things that we are talking about now has to do with exposure and knowledge. Because if a young lady married as a virgin, a young man married as a virgin, you discover that this issue of sex toy may not really need to come up in marriage. You know why? Because the only man you have had sex with is your husband. So if there is any other kind of pleasure that is existing, you don't even know. Because what you're enjoying with your husband is the pleasure you know. It has to do with somebody who has built fantasies and probably feels these fantasies I have, I need to explore them. After all, I'm married to this man or this woman, and this is the person I have to explore all these things with. So let's just try out things. So you discover that when you're living in the house with somebody like that, that's why I said earlier that it has to do with his personal decision. You don't have to, say it doesn't matter because their emotions are involved. Their situations are involved. So you have to be calm about it and then discuss, in me enjoying your body or you enjoying my body, do we need to deploy this? And like I said earlier, you don't use it out of ignorance. Otherwise, it will make a mess of your marriage. Yes. It has a tendency of making you feel, this man is not doing it well. Let me just be, using this thing and be getting my satisfaction. Because again, there are so many things to this thing. As I'm talking, a lot of things are coming to my mind. I'm a man, and men believe that sexual orgasm, that women get it through, penetration. The studies have shown that it's only about 7% of women out of 100 that get satisfaction through penetration. The other percentage actually get satisfaction through clitoral stimulation. Do you get that? And you discover that most men do not have the energy for such. In fact, they don't even know that to them is, let me just go inside there and penetrate and do what I need to do. And the women are just there wondering, I feel there's something more I need, but seeing this man can't even give it to me. So you see, when such a woman cries out and feel that sometimes we don't about my sexual satisfaction, I don't think I'm getting what I really feel I need to get. Then, if using this can help them to explore these possibilities, then they should do that because it will help to improve. So at the end of the day, both of them will be able to get satisfaction. But again, before this thing can be deployed, I talk as a Christian here. We don't just have to impose it on our spouses. If this person is still not in line with the consciousness that, okay, I can use it because of my faith and my religious inclination, you shouldn't force it on that person. You should take your time and discuss it and get to know why the person feels is important. And why I wouldn't say it is a sin or not sin. Like I said earlier, God did not tell couples, this is what you should do when two of you are having sex. He only told couples, your body belongs to each other. So I believe that whatever couples have to do to satisfy themselves has to do with an agreement between both of them. So if they both agree that sex toy is something they need, it's between them. I don't think that God will kill them because they needed to satisfy themselves sexually. So that's what I have to say on that.
Oh my God. I have a question.
Go ahead.
And at this point, we're going to take a break and I'll ask my question. My question is when you were talking, you were mentioning how that the Bible did not specify on specific manner of sex styles that we should use. Does it mean that as a Christian couple you can diversify, try all the all this. I understand all the ups, down, side, bedroom, table,
What's that your name
other
again?
chair.
Precious. Precious, if you ask me this, go direct to the point. Remember your question said, listen, your question said sexual life. And when we're talking about improving sexual life, we're talking about enhancing sexual intimacy, satisfaction, and overall well-being. Because so it is not a one-size-fits-all thing. Because I mean, like I said, couples are permitted. It is our, I don't know where that thing comes from. I think men are, I don't know, I may be wrong here now, but as a man, I like to try certain things, which sometimes my woman not be predisposed to, and she feels, why, what for, So I believe that couples can try out anything they want to try out, as long as it's healthy and it gives them satisfaction and improve their intimacy and overall well-being, they can. Because any marriage that does not have, in fact, there was a quote I saw. It's very interesting. It said, when the bed shakes regularly, the marriage will never shake.
Oh my. That's so deep.
I don't know what you mean by deep. So when the bed shakes regularly, the marriage will never shake. So whatever couples need to do to make sure this bed is shaking regularly, man, they got to do it. Because
oh my God.
at the end of the day, they need their marriage together. You know, why this is sounding as if it's not an issue, because you don't know how many marriages that have been dissolved because of lack of sexual satisfaction. It's a big issue.
Yeah,
It's a
true.
very serious issue. And
True.
most time, why it happens is because we lack knowledge. I wasn't sexually active before I got married. So I had to read books, I had to study the body of a woman, I had to understand. You just have to learn, because you make a mess of it. Like if you make a mess of it, you're married. Marriage is not a one-day thing. So that's why satisfaction in sex is important. Very important. In fact, you know, the Bible said that if you guys have to have, any of you want to have fasting and abstain from sex, you have to take permission from the other and say, please, I beg, give me space for 1 day or 2 days. Let me talk to God. He said, after, you now say, quickly come. The Bible says, quickly. Can you imagine that? Bible quickly, so that the devil will not come. So sexual satisfaction in marriage, it's key. In fact, there are 3 major things that destroy marriage. You see, that marriage needs to stand. You see, sex. You see, finance. You see, communication. These 3 things, every marriage needs to stand on these 3 legs. If you have money, you're a good communicator, but your sexual life is not proper, my dear, there's a big gap in that marriage. So that's why talking about sexual fulfillment in marriage is very important. Many couples, in fact, I've read a lot of books on all this, and you see women keep saying that many of them don't really get orgasm. Many women. Some of them don't even know what it means. You can imagine that. So the lack of knowledge, the gross ignorance in this area of sexual satisfaction in marriage is a big deal. It's a big deal. So that's why your question is very correct. You can have sex. In fact, to improve your sexual life, studies are proving that you can decide to have sex anywhere, anytime. On the road, I have one of my friends, he said one day it was raining. She traveled somewhere with the husband, and because rain couldn't stop them, they were just, stay hiding from the rain somewhere. The husband said, I want to have sex here. And the woman agreed.
Oh my Jesus.
As long as nobody sees bam.
The car will not be doing to be juggler.
Hey, that gives you a memory that you live to cherish for life. Sexual fulfillment is about memories. It's not only on the bed, it's about memories. So you want to have it in the sitting room, you want to have it in the bathroom, you want to have it in the car, you want to have it. Look, the Bible said, do not deny yourself, do not defraud each other. So I want you, as long as it's safe, as long as it's secure, why not? Why not? So please, it is allowed. It's allowed. It's allowed.
Well, thank you so much, sir. I've just learned a secret for my own marriage. My own marriage. We'll do the do. We'll do the
Of
do
course,
everywhere.
you have to do the do. Very important.
You have to do the do.
Yes,
Couples, can you hear that? Can you hear that? In fact, I want us to do something while we're on on this program, if possible, we are going to go and type on our couples group, do the do. Anywhere you find
Yes, anywhere that's comfortable, do it.
anywhere that is
Do
comfortable, do the do. Yes.
do.
Okay,
Very
so let's move
important.
on to the next question, right?
Okay.
And the next question is, if both partners in marriage agree to use sex toys, does this negate the blessing of marriage?
Mm. Okay. What is the blessing of marriage, Precious?
Ah, so if you ask me this question now, where will I start from?
But
Because
I don't ask you a question.
I'm a singular person, but I'm a married person. Okay, let me just say it. I know it. Let me just say it.
Okay, go
I
ahead.
mean, let's say the sacredness of marriage, like you know how we see that, oh, marriage is holy and all of these things, a union between you and God, and how it's a very serious something. Now, and there are certain blessings that come with marriage. I hope I'm getting it anyways, but you're the
Okay.
married man, and it's you that you are the married couple. Me, I'm just here to gain experience, ask question. I'm just here to,
Okay, no
okay,
problem.
but
You have tried. You
okay.
said if both partners in marriage agree to use sex toy.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
Mm-hmm.
that makes it very easy. You use the word agree. So that's the key word. I said it before.
Okay.
In marriage, couples have to understand that their agreement is key for whatever they want to do. If there's an agreement and they are both comfortable with using sex toys around each other, then they have to go into the details, specifics. How do we want to use it? Okay. Where do we want to use it? Why do we wish to use sex toy? You get the point? These are details.
Yeah.
But first of all, there has to be the agreement and they get comfortable with it. And I say, who should use it first? Is it the woman or the man? Okay. Is it only for foreplay? Is it going to be used during the sexual intercourse or at the end? Maybe when we want to get to orgasm, we'll just introduce it to orgasm together. So if there is this detailed and specific discussion, like I said earlier, it does not reduce the blessing or remove the blessing or negate the blessing as you use the word. Couples need to enjoy their sexual life together. Very, very important. So it doesn't. As
Thank
long as they have an agreement, it doesn't.
All right, thank you so much. So two things to pick from this. You need to
Mm,
enjoy your marriage. You need
that's
to
right.
enjoy being together. And right, as long as there's an agreement between both of you. So I think the most important thing for all of our listeners right now, two things you must pick from what our coach just said is that as long as there is an agreement between
That's
both of you, you have to agree. And then number two is very, very vital that you enjoy. Enjoy your marriage, enjoy it sexually.
very, very
I think
important.
I've come across
I
people.
usually jokingly say, why are you wasting time to enjoy when you soon grow old?
Oh,
Because
Chim,
I mean, there's no time.
there's no
Why,
time.
what the, why the delay?
Why?
When you're old, you will lack the energy. If it's a woman that now have postpartum whatever, the woman will no
Depression,
longer.
yeah.
So why are we delaying to enjoy ourselves?
Mm.
There's nothing to. It's not. It's we are free. I mean, just go ahead. It's having it immediate. Otherwise, that might have issues. So
Agree.
it's
That's why I've already made my mind for my. You see that?
no, you would very important.
After hearing this, I will do very well. I will do it very, very well.
Yes, very important.
All right.
Mm.
Right. The next question is, wow, what are the best ways to disagree with a sexually unsatisfied partner who is considering sex toys? God, I'm sweating right now. Imagination won't wound me.
I don't know. I
I
don't know why
really
Eugene brought you to moderate this. I don't know. Eugene, you brought a single girl to moderate a couple show. What's that? Eh?
Saidi, Saidi, you will buy me. You will buy me Olandi after this show.
Eugene, you are the cause of
I
you
don't
brought a
understand.
single girl to moderate a couple's hangout. Eugene, that's not
Imagine,
nice. Eh?
see me sweating.
What
I'm
is
upset
this?
imagination here and there. Okay, let's go to the next question. Next question is,
Okay.
how can couples ensure mutual pleasure without incorporating toys?
Oh, okay. Well, there are so many things that have been said about this. When I was younger, I read a particular book by Pastor Don Odunze, the real Pastor Don, not the one that we're seeing now, the man, the father. The one we're seeing now is the junior Pastor Don Odunze. He actually streamlined how this thing should be done. He first of all said that you don't really necessarily have to, you just jump into the bed and start having sex. It's a common knowledge, just that when it gets to the flow, most people don't have the patience to do the right thing. Because men, once they get aroused, they want to shoot. So it takes a lot of knowledge to know that before a woman is ready for sex, you need to prepare her body, prepare her. So communication, and then there should be respect and willingness to explore. So that time that you and your partner is on the bed, you're exploring your partner's body, you're exploring every part with your finger, with your mouth, anywhere that he or she approves, it's allowed for exploration. Anywhere. Take your time to explore. It's not just about penetration. So it's not just about penetration. It's about sexual and sensual connection. That connection have to be there so that both partners will feel that they are into this. If you are not able to bring that connection and you just go ahead to, the man may end up getting what he wants, but the woman may lose out in the process,
Yeah.
because most times when the women are still trying to come up, the men have gotten to Jerusalem, and it doesn't help the woman. So when the woman thinks of it and feels, is it not this one that this man will just start now? Bam, 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 this one don't reach where I want to go. I beg, I don't even want to start. So the man has to understand this is a journey. Another person describes it as a fellowship. You start with praise and worship.
Aye.
You worship the body. You do what they call foreplay. Foreplay has to do with arousing, touching all the erogenous parts of the woman body until her body is ready. There was a man that used to drive us many years ago in my house. He said he can be on the breast of the wife for 2 hours, only
Jesus.
breast.
Oh my
Yes.
God. Hmm.
And he said
What are you doing with
by
the
the
breast?
time he's done with the breast for 2 hours, by then the vagina is ready for penetration. But you see, most men don't have that patience. And the truth is that if that is what gets the woman in the mood, be patient. That's foreplay. So you have to. That's why, like I said earlier, sex toy help people touch me here, kiss me here. This where I want you to just be pressing me here. The woman can is very important,
Mm.
and you take your time to really pleasure her in those areas. Then she can be ready to receive. Tell me, I get into this mood. If some women want you to play music for them, some cool music. Some people want some kind of lights in the room. It depends on get so that we can understand each other. If we do that, I tell you, there will not be need for toy. There will not be need for toy. Seriously.
Thank you so much for that.
Yeah. What it does
to
that
you.
woman can do anything. But if a woman is still on the way and you have gotten to Jerusalem, in fact, the worst part of it, Jerusalem. Now, can you just still be in the mood? Probably keep holding the woman, keep touching her, allow her, just give her clitoral stimulation just for her to get there. Don't just leave her and fall asleep and go your way. You know, that's why most women, they say, once my husband wants to do, I know he doesn't have the time to do all these things. I'll just be there. Let him do what he wants to do and get up. And I tell you, no man really wants that, except men who don't care about their partner. I don't want my wife, I don't want to be having sex with my wife and she's not connecting with me. That's why I said it's not about the penetration, it's about the connection. Connection is key because the woman wants to enjoy the sex too. Women enjoy sex more than men. That's the funny part of it. Women enjoy sex. It's just that it has been proven that men are the ones that make the move more than before the women. But really, sexual fulfillment, women enjoy it more when you really give it to them the way they want it.
All the ladies, all the women that are in this meeting, if your husband is close to you, can you just tell your husband, can you understand me a bit? So that I can enter Jerusalem and come out.
Precious, calm down, Precious. Again,
Oh, Jesus. Okay. All right. Okay, so let's get to the next question. Wow. I've spent over, we have not exhausted our questions, and we're still going to welcome questions from the audience. Okay, so do you think in a few years from now, our culture will accept the
our culture? Well, if you ask me, personal opinion, I doubt if our culture will accept it. But I believe individuals will accept it. For our culture to accept it means that we now see it as a way of life and get to approve of it official. As individuals, I know it will become a norm. I know it's already becoming a norm. It's already becoming a norm, because before, the only thing that we know about is dildo and probably a few vibrators, but now all kinds of things, are there for people to use for as sexual toys. So I doubt if our culture is very strong. I mean, very, very strong. I doubt if you get to that level where culturally people will say, okay, this is now normal. It's no longer a secret. Everybody, oh yeah, you happen. I doubt it. Maybe I could be wrong, but I doubt it. But individual, yes, that's why I look at it.
Okay, so it's not about but I do feel like it's a progressive journey, yeah.
Yeah,
Because
it's
the
an
more
evolution. It's an
individuals
evolution,
accept it, the more it becomes a welcome idea. Okay,
that's
great. Let's go to our last question from my end, and then we'll open up questions from our viewers, our online guests, see if anybody has questions. Then I'll now go back to that first question from that first definition. So I do remember that first definition. I did not forget.
Facilitate. I'm here.
I'll not go back to that one. But before then, let's ask the final question from my end. With the rapid growth of the sex toy industry, does this reflect sexual empowerment or sexual loneliness in society? And what should couples learn?
Okay, sexual empowerment, whether it's going to reflect sexual empowerment or sexual what? Loneliness.
Sexual loneliness or sexual empowerment, and
Yeah,
what should couples learn?
for me, I believe it's going to involve sexual empowerment. But the truth a lot because people will now get to be more self-aware sexually, do sex without fear, without anything. Don't brush it aside. You have to, sit down and have the conversation. As a matter of fact, I've also heard of couples that one partner buys it for the other partner and say, I like to buy this. Why some accepted it as, okay, that's this surprise. A particular woman said, when my husband bought it, I used it and I was like, this is something else. The other person says, I wasn't ready for it. So you need to know your partner to know what's. That's why I said they have. If it becomes a topic, there has to be a conversation, so that I mean it will not cause problem in the marriage. Okay,
Yeah,
so that's
yeah.
you know.
I think that the key thing or the key instruction to live on from here is that you should always have conversations. Like you
Yes,
mentioned, communication is key, it's very important. What is
yeah,
marriage? What is
yeah.
life without communication? All right, having said that, so sir, let me know while we wait for people to let me now ask
Pleasure. That's what sex toys are for. Because pleasure. That's what sex toys are for. Because uh, most times, like I said, people have sex, but they don't really enjoy sex the way they should. And that's just thing about sex that I discovered. The more you have sex, the more you know that there could be more to this thing that I need to.
progressive.
So because of that, you really desire for more expression, more things, more level of pleasure. So that's why people now started using sex toy to facilitate it. Because okay, one particular woman was almost going gaga. I said, why should the man be angry and say that the wife is cheating because he saw the wife using sex toy?
Mm,
Meanwhile, this man can easily see the woman and masturbate and get himself. That means the man is just, being selfish about the whole thing. He wants to get pleasure, doesn't want the woman to get pleasure. So you see, such a woman feels that the husband cannot because he lacks the knowledge of how to manage my body. So this sex toy help to give me this thing without me really, really. So in other words, we have peace. You do what you want to do, get yourself. Meanwhile, I use this sex toy and get my pleasure. So that's what Festa was originally meant to do, from what go when it stopped being only used for health reasons. Okay.
okay. Thank you very much, sir. That was really explanatory in nature.
This precious. I
I
need to
can
know
I
you.
can
Come on.
say I don't know about others. Um, I can say for myself that I have learned a lot. You know, um, I have really learned from this short. It's very short to me. I wish we can just go on and on and on and on. Maybe Sir Eugene, I'm suggesting that the next hangout show that we're having, you can still bring back on Sunday. He has so much to tell us about different sexual
Okay.
positions, different sex
There's a question.
styles that we can
There's a
implement to
question.
make marriage sweet.
There's a question here.
But so now I'm just going to give room. I don't know if there are questions
Yes,
from the
there
comment
is.
section on
There's a
YouTube.
question.
Do we have questions from YouTube? Do we have questions from anybody? Let's quickly take that while we try and wrap up. Do we have questions?
There's a
My
question which is says,
couples, a quick question. A quick
can you hear
question.
me? Can you hear
Oh,
me?
there
There's
is
a
a
question.
question.
Yes.
Okay, sir, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. I can hear you very well.
Okay, all right. So the question is, people get addicted to porn just
Mm,
the way people get addicted to sex toys. If you
mm.
say both partners agree to doing sex toys together and it is fine, does this mean porn in marriage is fine?
Okay. Now, this is a very
Hmm.
important. The truth is that porn, a lot of people carry this message. You guys can watch porn so that you will learn how to, The one thing about porn is that porn is real. It's acted to stimulate you. Okay, so it
Yeah.
doesn't really give the satisfaction and it is that you get addicted to porn easily more than somebody who is getting addicted to. That's why we're talking about couples here. We're not talking about single people. Okay, we said something about. I said that you use sex toy with knowledge. There are things sex toy helps people to do, and again, I've also seen some women from my researches. People use sex toy and they still want a real man. I'm tired of this thing. This is just an object. I want a real man. So people who have understanding. I mean, married couples shouldn't get addicted to sex toys. I mean, if the goal in the first place is to help to facilitate their sexual pleasure, and like I said before, it helps the woman to understand her body, to know her areas of sexual, pleasurable areas in her body. It shouldn't be something that the man, with knowledge the man now has about the woman's body, it helps them to enjoy sex better. Why getting addicted to it? Except there's something wrong in the first place. So if porn is not accepted in marriage, even though some people have tried. When I got married newly, people introduced it to us. I mean, I think we tried it once. My wife,
recording in progress.
It's not helping us. So we quickly had to discontinue it. Porn is different because the thing about porn is this. There is this performance thing in porn that the woman wants the man to perform like what she's seen on the porn. Why the man wants the woman to perform like what he's seen on the porn. And there is this now, I want to, no. But sexual, whatever, is progressive. So that's why I will say porn is not good, because you now start making comparison between your wife and the actor you see. I call that actor because some of those things you see actually, they edit the videos and make it look as if it's real. And then the wife is now expecting the husband to act like the actor. That's why they call them porn actors and actresses. When you are acting, you act what you are not. So in real life, they're not really what we're seeing there. So that's why porn is a no-no for marriage. And again,
do we have any more questions very quickly? Quick questions, if there's none. Do we have questions? Do we have questions? Okay, that seems to be the only question we have from our end. I know, sir, for a fact that if as a single person I enjoyed this program, I know that every married couple that joined us or that will listen to this recording would also enjoy it. And I just want to say a very big thank you to you, Coach Sunday. Thank you for sharing so much insight, so much knowledge. Thank you for making the